So we're back again with another video of Angel Reese says or does something people online mad. And today it is about the WNBA salary of Angel Reese and how obviously she's supposedly living beyond her means. And oh my god, like, Jesus, some people on the internet, like, it's just kind of getting crazy. And it's one of those things where it really does. You can see what Angel Reese is trying to do. And look, like, a lot of people call me an Angel Reese apologist. The reality is that I have opinions on players. I might like one player you like and dislike another player you like, or I might like a player you like and like a player you hate. The reality is that we all have different opinions on different players. We have different opinions on different things in life. And if you can't deal with that, then I don't know. There's always echo chambers online. You can always find an echo chamber if that's what you want. But the reality is, like, look, I'm a fan of what Angel Reese is doing off the floor because, like, you can see from this response, Angel Reese says her rent is $8K and WNBA salary doesn't even cover her bills. She basically just said that she just goes hating pays. The reality is that attention pays. Attention is currency when it comes to working with these brands. And that is the one thing you can never knock Angel Reese at doing, is that attention pays. The only issue that I do have as far as some of the things with Angel Reese is, like, you can't simultaneously be like hating pays, and then not try to play victim, but like then complain about, say, the attention, because she's smart about it and she's really smart about it, but you got to know what's coming. Like, heck, like, I'm one of those people where it's like, you kind of have to live with the consequences of your actions. Like, as somebody who is nowhere even in the stratosphere of Angel Reese, like to say that I haven't gotten death threats, I haven't gotten some of this other stuff is false. Is false. But the reality is that, not that it comes to territory, but when you do and say stuff online that pisses off a lot of people, you have to be prepared for them to try clap back online. Look, I don't think anything's really going to happen in person, but for Angel Reese, obviously it will. But when you're doing that and you have the money that Angel Reese has, you realistically got to know, look, I got to have security with me. That should be the first thing that she has. But, because, like, every action has a consequence. And sometimes the consequences might have two different consequences, where you have an action, the consequence of the action are, I make $5 million, but also there is a lot of people that will dislike me, and unfortunately some of the people in that crowd are crazy people. So, like, people obviously make that choice. And then someone responded, she's the one who chose to live in the apartment that's $8K per month. If your salary can't afford a level of rent, maybe you shouldn't sign at least. Like, she literally didn't say any of this. And that's the thing where it's like people just getting pissed off. It's like she can move somewhere else, the rent isn't $8K. She literally is laughing and is like, WNBA salary doesn't pay anything. They were like, what do I make in the WNBA? And she goes, I don't know what my WNBA salary is. Because that's the truth of it. Like, Angel Reese would make more money, and I'm not joking. She would make more money I would say she's made more money from her pregame fits, from, like, brands paying her to wear them to games, than she has made from playing the games. And I'm not joking. Like, I think she has made probably 3 or 4 times more money than she would playing the games. Like, let's say her game salary is $2,000. She probably is getting paid $10K to wear something. And I wouldn't be surprised if Caitlin Clark is as well. Like, these brands, I think, are obviously they know what they're doing. But she's smart. She's smart as far as the social media goes in today's day and age. The problem is that with social media fame, a lot of the time will come social media hate. And in a lot of ways, Angel Reese is doing and saying things that she knows is going to get her attention one way or another. whether it be positive or negative, because she will constantly say, hating pays, hating pays. And it's just very clear that, like, what she was talking about, like, WNBA doesn't pay my rent. She knows that line is, she knows that anyone who knows the entire situation knows, like, these WNBA players, heck, Diana Taurasi one time, like, the WNBA, I think the top salary was $100K that summer. She didn't play one season because her team in Russia offered her like $300K to not play. Like, these players that played overseas, like the ones that used to play like in the top leagues in Russia and Turkey, like, they used to get paid, offered double the max contract in the WNBA to not play. So we know how little these players make as far as WNBA salary. And we also, we're like, let's be real, Angel Reese is worth millions. Like, her shoe deal is probably as much as Caitlin Clark. She's probably getting paid more per year from Reebok than Caitlin Clark is from Nike. She's probably getting paid in the... I wouldn't be surprised if she's getting paid close to the millions. No, it wouldn't be in the millions. It would be in the hundreds of thousands at least for the Reese's deal. Like, she has made probably 7 or 8 million the last year. She's made $70K from the WNBA salary. So very clearly she is not living beyond her means. But she knows that this phrase is going to be taken. People are going to run with it. People are going to be making videos on it. She probably has people clicking on the Mick Talks Hoops channel and be like, that guy's talking about your salary again. And he's like, cool. As long as people keep talking about me, I'm going to keep getting more and more money. More and more money from all this other stuff. The only situation where this all stops, and this is the one thing I am worried about with Angel Reese, is that the ball's got to come first. Ball has got to come first. Because she's already got the kind of social media thing on lock. If she is able to deal with it, and again, that is a big if, because we don't know. And a lot of people are talking about all the social media stuff, whether it's going to be good or bad for her career. If she is able to consistently improve and become an all WNBA talent, take that jump from like borderline all-star, and I know she was an all-star this year, but let's be real, if it wasn't for the whole debate, she wouldn't have been. She would have been close. She would have been close, but she wouldn't have been. Like, Ezzy Magbagor is the better player who wasn't an all-star. But then we also have to take into account that with what Angel Reese, that if she's able to make that leap and still do all the social media stuff, that we have got one of the biggest stars in sports. We've got one of the biggest stars in the sport, one of the biggest stars in sports. But the problem is, if she can't take that leap, and for the rest of her career, she is one of the worst finishers in the W, while her reliance of being on the court is solely on rebounding. When she's no longer that young player with potential, that skill set is going to be the fifth option or a bench player. And when that starts to happen, and we start to see Paige come in, Juju come in, whoever, people we may not even know of right now, start to come into the league, then it can be a problem when if the ball isn't there. If she's a perennial all-star and she's still doing all the off-the-court stuff, even if she is hated, people was like hated, adored, never ignored. If she can still be one of the best players in the world, if she can push from being like between 30 and 20 in the world into the top 15 next year, stay around top 10. I don't think she'll realistically get better than the 10th best player in the world, but if she can stay around 10 for her career and just be a perennial all-star, then all of this social media stuff is good for her career. It is. All of this talk, all of this negativity, as long as it doesn't cross a line, and it's always going to cross a line. Like, you can be completely silent and it's still going to cross a line. So she just obviously got to be safe. Got to be extremely safe. Got to get security there, but she's going to be a multi-millionaire. As long as the basketball isn't affected, the stuff outside, man, like she's being smart about it. She's making sure that she's making a hell of a lot of money because, as she says, the WNBA salary literally doesn't pay her rent. So anyway, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.